What's good, guys? So it's been a long time since I've told a story on this channel, and I figured that I'd take a break from sports content to do something different. Someone I know in real life says that they like these types of videos where I go in depth about stuff that's happened to me in real life, so I decided why not tell another story. I feel like it helps my audience get to know me more on a personal level, if that's something you've ever wanted to do for whatever reason. So this is the story of a time that some girl and her friends showed up to my house uninvited. Let's get into it. So this story takes place in April of last year. Yeah, I've been sitting on this story for 14 months. So it was like late afternoon, early evening. I was watching the Stanley Cup playoffs on TV, but on this night, my dad and a family friend of ours had plans to go eat dinner out. So anyways, before we leave, my dad hops in the shower, and while I'm waiting for him, I get a Snapchat message on my phone. And this message was from one of the girls who I had met the previous Halloween who I was in the car with. Remember, I talked about that in my last story. I'll link that in the description. But anyways, this girl hits me up. We'll call her Ava for the sake of this video. And she's like, hey, with a bunch of Y's. And I'm like, what's good? And she tells me that she needs me to buy her some alcohol for her and her friends. For context, I was 20 and her and her friends were 18, so I was allowed to buy alcohol, but she couldn't. And the reason she knew how old I was because someone else told her. Now look, if you're the age where you're allowed to buy alcohol, I don't recommend getting it for someone younger than you. You could get in a lot of trouble for doing that. I know some of y'all are going to try to finesse whoever you're giving the alcohol to by charging them more than it cost you to buy it, but it's still not worth it, alright? Just don't do it. But even if I agreed to buy her alcohol, I still couldn't because I had made plans with my dad and this family friend to go out and eat, so I couldn't. I mean, what kind of person would I be if I bailed on people to go buy alcohol for a bunch of random teenagers? So I told her, sorry, I can't, I got plans. So normal people would have just been like, okay, that's fine. But nah, she goes into begging mode, bruh. She's like, please, Charlie, please. We need alcohol for the function and you're the only person we know who's over 19. Honestly, I found it pretty hard to believe that I was the only person they knew who was over the age of 19. But if that is the case, that's kinda sad, not gonna lie. But anyways, I kept telling her, I can't, I have plans. But it's like she wasn't hearing what I was saying. Like she thought I didn't want to because of like a personal thing. And she was trying to bargain with me, being like, I'll pay you in advance, and it'll just be me and my friends, it won't be any annoying people. And I said, I'm sorry, I can't help you, you're gonna have to find someone else. And I put down my phone after I send that. And almost immediately I get another Snapchat notification, and I open it, and it reads, we're on our way. And I am lost for words when I see this. This girl and her group of friends were about to pull up to my house and beg me for alcohol in person. Now, in the last story I told, you'll remember that she was in the car when it came to pick me up at my house. So she knew where I lived. And also I had my Snapchat location turned on for her, which I have since turned off. But yeah, she wasn't kidding. In like a few minutes, her and her friends pulled up outside my house. I could not believe what I was seeing. So there were 3 girls, including the lead girl, Ava, and 2 boys. One of these boys was Brayden from my last story. He was the dude who was sipping all that Captain Morgan. Now, Brayden does not have the greatest reputation where I live. He's known by a lot of people. I frequently saw him at functions. He had a habit of getting into fights and getting really drunk. He also got in trouble with the law. He was on parole at this time. So anyways, these kids start coming up onto my driveway, and I actually have a recording.
Hey Charlie.
What's up?
Recording us?
No? I'm not going to show the whole recording, but we basically talked on my driveway for about a minute, and I told her the same thing I told her over Snapchat. I couldn't help her, I was busy, I had plans. And finally they went away, but as they were leaving, this happened. She flipped me off. She threw her middle fingers up at me, bro. Can you believe this? Why is she so entitled? She came to my house to beg me for alcohol in person, and I said no, because I don't know her shit. Anyways, the story doesn't end there. After my dad got out of the shower, I told him what happened, and I showed him the video too. And he said that if they came back, to just call the police. Anyways, me, my dad, this family friend, we all piled into the car and we went to the restaurant. And on the way to the restaurant, I got a message on Snapchat from Ava, and it read, always watching. And I'm like, what? Is this supposed to creep me out or something? And so I messaged her back, and I was like, don't ever pull up to my house uninvited again. because I was annoyed at this point. And she was like, "Or what?" And I was like, "F around and find out." To which she responded, "I will f around." So now I just decided to ignore her. I wanted to just enjoy my meal, enjoy this time at the restaurant, and just not think about her or her empty threats. So me, my dad, this family friend, were sitting around at this table, we're enjoying our drinks, and she was trying to message me this whole time. She even tried calling me on Snapchat, which I ignored. I don't know why she was so obsessed with me on this day. But after a while, curiosity got the best of me, and I decided to check my phone. And I opened Snapchat to a message that simply reads, "We're at your house." I stare at my phone in disbelief, and I showed my dad the message, and he told me to go outside and call the police immediately. I didn't really want to, but I decided to just do it anyways. So I went outside, I took out my phone, and I called the non-emergency line. So I explained to the dispatcher everything that had happened so far, and how these kids were now trying to use intimidation tactics on me. And so I got off the phone with them, and I went back into the restaurant, I enjoyed my food, and when we went home, there was no sign of them, so they were long gone. Also, I sent the footage to the police, so now they had their faces and the car they were driving. Now some of y'all are probably gonna be all like, Charlie, you a snitch, bro. You a snitch for real. And before y'all come at me with the snitch allegations, let me offer this as a rebuttal. In Snitches and Rats Interlude by 21 Savage, it clearly states, "A regular citizen who reports seeing a crime isn't a snitch or a rat. The criminals were just sloppy." So there you go, I'm the regular citizen in this scenario. So the next day rolls around, and I get a call from the police. So they told me that they're dealing with the situation, and one of the kids who was at my house was already in their system, like I said. So the fact that he was already in trouble with the law and this happened definitely didn't help him. So I thanked the police officer for his help, and I hung up. A couple days later, Ava messages me on Snapchat again, and she asks, "Did you call the police?" So that was great. They found out I called the police on them, but to be fair, it was kind of obvious. And I just ignored Ava's message, I just left her unopened. And I thought that was the end of that situation. But fast forward a couple months to June of 2023. Ava hits me up on Snapchat again, and she does something I never in a million years would have expected her to do. She apologized. This took me completely by surprise. I was not expecting her to just gain a conscience out of nowhere and apologize, but I wasn't complaining, and I accepted her apology. So this whole situation had a happy ending, or so I thought, because fast forward to February of this year, and Ava hits me up again, and she asked me to buy her alcohol again. I can't make this up, bro. She must have been hella desperate if she was hitting me up after everything that happened. And in case you're wondering, I said no. But her 19th birthday has passed at the time I'm recording this, so she can buy her own vodka now. I doubt I'll be hearing from her ever again. But yeah, that brings us to the end of the story. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Everyone who I've told this to in real life got a kick out of it, so hopefully you did too. Thank you all very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.